Find myself so desperate on my knees to breathe. And I hear the voice of an angel telling me not to lay down. And I feel the spirit guiding, telling me not to give up. Hold on to every promise I've been praying for. Tonight
Hello, everybody, and good morning from the United Kingdom. We are here for a lovely big event today with 38 plus drivers on the grid at the moment for the 8 hours of Monza, and I must say I am very excited to see who will grab pole in around about 29 minutes time, and what team could take the first position of P1 in the first couple of corners. So I've got everything set up, so finally I'm organised and you could say ready to rumble. So yeah, let's crack on and see what kind of cars we can find on grid and who could go fastest in this 29-minute qualifying. But if you're just tuning in, a warm welcome. If the game audio does sound quiet, feel free to let me know, and I'll try my absolute best to get it fixed and sorted. You know, the game could be overpowering my voice, but feel free to let me know, and like I say, I will get it sorted. Right then, 2 cars on track at the moment. Let's go on board with the cars actually up front leading the pack away to get their first time on the timing page and on the timing screens. We're on board with, I believe, Midnight Hurricane, and they're just coming across down the first straight, you could say, of Monza, down to turns number 1 and 2. How do they take this corner without getting impeded by the Ferrari ahead? Hopefully the Ferrari does politely move out of the way. It's still in the way, but hopefully they should move. You know, they give them a little bit of a cheeky flash to say, you know, pretty please move out of the way, so I can get my first qualifying lap time on the board. Through past turn number 3, down to the Della Roger of 4 and 5 now. The Ferrari's still deciding not to move out of the way, and I wouldn't say the Beamer's getting frustrated, but it's definitely holding them back just a little bit, which obviously isn't ideal, but it's still 27 minutes to go of a qualifying session, so it's not the end of the world. Running a little bit wide there, and it is saying that his lap time is invalidated, but, you know, ACM race control could be telling me otherwise, but we'll keep on board with 1, 2, 3 for now, just to see if it's the app going a little bit funny, or if it is actually a provisional lap time on the board. But so far, if they've kept it within track limits, there's been a very decent lap time so far on the board, with the Mercedes right behind, and that will be car number 9. So I wonder if they'll go ahead of the BMW, which makes its way around the final corner now. Literally flying to the line. What's it going to be for the BMW? It is a 1 minute 48.3, and the car behind them, which was the Mercedes, is 3.3 seconds off the pace on 1 minute 50.2, and then snatching it away is car number 865 in the lovely Aston Martin. A nice little livery there, a 1 minute 46.425, and then behind 1.64, slotting in with a 1 minute 46.922. So lap times making their way in the field now as we speak. Very busy grid at the moment. Cars are literally everywhere, so cars having to dart out the way and not get in the way of cars who are on flying laps. We've got 725, I believe, out of the garage. They seem to be starting their push lap, so we'll come back to them in just a second's time. I believe 91 is on a provisional lap time in that lovely Ford, you could say. Very nice livery as well. I'm liking the bit of green, splodger white, and I believe, was that a splodger blue? It looked like it. It is down in the bottom left, so that's very nice there. Ford crosses the line, absolutely loving the car sound. P7 for them, and it is going to be a cheeky 1 minute 47.7472. Show Gamer Extreme. Callum, I can do indeed, buddy. Do you know what car number they are? And I'll hop on board with them. Who do you go on board with now? There's lots of cars doing lap times at the moment. Mercedes starting theirs. What a fine lap times here as 164 crosses the line again. A lovely Aston Martin. Where are they going to go? They do improve, but we push down to P4 at 1 minute 46.922. Hands to car in the barrier. Lol. But hello Nubble, how are we doing, buddy? Hope you're doing well. Like I say, I hope everyone's excited for today, because I really am. I really, really am. We'll hop on board then with Elvin, I think that's how you say your name, fingers crossed. Car number 167 making their way around turn 3 down to the lovely Della Roger chicane, you call it, down at 4 and 5, but they do go straight on, so it is going to be a lap time aborted, and they are going to make their way back to the pit lane. Yet to get a lap time on the board, not an ideal start to qualifying, but like I say, still got 23 minutes to go, so there's always time to get a lap on the board, and that was the Mercedes touching, clipping the grass there, and that could be their lap time done and dusted and aborted, so definitely not ideal there. And they do peel back into the pit lane. On board then with Ray, absolutely flying right now through Ascari. Making their way down, I think now, the 4th medium long back straight, you could say. But making their way through the Parabolica, turn 11. Nice little right-hander here. Quite tricky to get your power on the throttle, so make sure you get on the throttle a little bit late and then on the power nice and early to get a decent exit. They cross the line, yet to have a lap time on the board, but they're now starting their lap time, so we'll keep on board with car 6 to see how they get on. Just seen him on the list, Ferrari 999. I wish I was racing just for the chaos. I'm not looking forward to turn 1. Well, I'll be honest, Nubble. From the head steward of Sachin himself, he's saying that there should be no red flag. He has full confidence that turn 1 will be very nice and clean at Monza, so we should be in safe hands. Fingers crossed. We'll see what happens. I've never experienced a red flag, so this could be my first red flag event on the first lap of turn 1, but we'll just see what happens, you know. All we can do is hope for the best. Car number 31 for MME Group Motorsport. I will hop on board with them in just a second, my friend. Just going to see where Ray can put that lovely, stunning Ferrari. Looks absolutely fabulous at the moment. And it's been a very decent lap so far. No major mistakes. Heading through Ascari now on turns 8, 9 and 10. Literally throwing the car in there, but running a little bit wide, but the lap time on my screen right now in front of me still saying it is valid, which is a good thing there. So running quite wide, but still safe enough to, you know, get a valid lap time on the board. So rounding the final corner towards the finish line now, where they're going to place that Ferrari. It's going to be P25, around about 2.4 off the pace, and that's a 1 minute 48.615. No red flag because I'm not involved. Lol. Like I say, Callum, we'll just see what happens. We need the blue and yellow Aston for the memes. I know, right? We do indeed. Right, number 31. Oh my goodness, that BMW looks absolutely fabulous. I'm liking the colour scheme there. So big shout out to MME Group Motorsport, as I believe car 31 actually rounding turn 11 towards turn 1 and starting their I would say this is their 3rd to 4th lap now. So they're P21, 1.6 off the pace. Quite surprising how close this grid is actually, which is lovely to see. It's quite close from P1 all the way down to, you could say, P21, P22. So we've got a lot of competitive drivers on this grid at the moment, which is lovely to see. But the BMW has got a bit of traffic ahead of them. But as we head into the Della Roger of turns, I believe, 4 and 5. Very decent exit there. They're currently at 10th up at the moment. So looking good so far. They're finding lap time. And it is enough to go up around about 1 position. But they're finding a lot of time. So they're pushing quite hard at the moment. We've got a Porsche right ahead of them, which hopefully won't impede them. But we'll see what happens. Heading towards Ascari now of 8, 9 and 10. The BMW absolutely mounting the curbs there. Chucking the car over. Not going wide at all, really. Keeping it nice and firm, nice and calm. 9 tenths, now about a second up. This is really good. They're getting a very useful tow from the Porsche head. So the Porsche, you could say, is helping them, but they close up at the wrong time at turn number 11. And hopefully that hasn't impeded their exit, but they're about a second up on their lap time. Where they're going to go across the timing pages, it's going to be P22. They're still stuck in the same position, so it does mean they did invalidate somewhere, but my ACC race control didn't tell me. So fantastic. OSR, good morning. How are you doing, buddy? Welcome on in. Right, you want me to go on board a game at Extreme. I have managed to find him on track. So let's see how we go. It does. Gives us a cheeky flash on stream. Rocket Stallion Racing. Rounding the final corner to start, which I believe is their 4th lap time now on the board. Heading to their 5th provisional lap with 17 minutes to go. Game Extreme making their way down to turn number 1. How are they going to get on? They went a little bit deep there into turn 1, but they managed to keep the car nicely under control. Around about 2 tenths up at the moment, which is pretty decent to see there from Extreme. Heading towards turn 3, up to the Della Roger of 4 and 5. Braking just before you see the curb on the right-hand side. I'm going to use my brain. It's too early to use my brain. Way too early, but it's okay. We've got this, chat. We have got this. And making their way through the double right-handers now very nicely there. Keeping the car on track. Having a bit of a slide there. Still valid on my timing pages at the moment. But yeah, Extreme pushing to the extreme limit, you could say. I tried to make a rhyme, but it didn't go very well. But now heading to Ascari of 8, 9 and 10. I think cutting the entrance of Ascari a little bit too much, but getting a pretty much decent exit as they make their run down to turn number 11 now. Try and get the apex as early as possible and go wide on exit. Keep the car nicely under control. And Extreme has done that. 2 tenths up on their provisional time. Stay the same, but it's a 1 minute 47.997 for them at the moment. Right then, who do we have on track at the moment? As my ACC control has seemed to have frozen. And I think it's crashed. Okay. This is a good start, chat. I'm going to give you someone to go on board with who hopefully is going to be on a lap time. I believe car number 19 is coming towards the end of their provisional lap time. And they go P number 19 for now. I'm going to give you car number 383 whilst I get my ACC race control back up and running because it seemed to have had a moment. So apologies, but I don't know how I broke it, but it decided to die on stream. So I'm going to get that up and running as quickly as professionally as I can. And we will be back. Hopefully. Yeah, I'm not too sure what's going on, chat. Bear with just for a second. Quick screenshot. And we'll hopefully be able to get the issue fixed soon. At the moment we are stuck on board with car number 383. I don't know what to do. Yes, there is a lot of nice liveries. They are very beautiful, very beautiful, very nice to see. Bear with just for a second, chat. Yeah, my ACC control at the moment has died, and I don't know why. It won't work anymore, which is lovely. I don't know what's happening. So I'm trying to get help on the way. Hopefully it can be sorted soon. Oh. Yeah, my apologies, chat. I know, right? Rip the ACC control. I think I found a fix, though, from the wonderful section. Ed Stewart at ACM might have saved the day. We hope, chat. We do hope. The weird thing is, chat, I was working fine before, and now it doesn't want to work. It should quite on me. Right, what I'll do for now then is we will do a thing where we return to garage and we'll just pick a car to go on board with. So we'll go on board for the Ferrari a bit. There we go. Nope, never mind. We're going to go board on with 383. Never mind. Everything is going against me today, chat. Exactly. If in doubt, use a hammer. That's the best advice you could give, you know, oh, you're right. But it has been a very intriguing qualifying session, even though we are stuck with 383 at the moment, until race control wants to wakey. But in the meantime, the grid is looking overly very close from P1 all the way down to P14 at the moment, or you could say P15 as well, or 16 and 17 and 18. There you go. It's a very close grid at the moment. I would love to see what the times are down below, but unfortunately I can't you know, scroll that far down. Is it because I said on the stream that I was having so much fun, and it was like, no, you know what, we don't care, we're gonna break for you? And that's probably what's happened, isn't it? Probably what's happened. I'm gonna try one more time to see if it wants to wakey. Probably doesn't want to work anymore. Right, chat. So we have got a solution. We're gonna do it old-fashioned way. Commentator's curse is real, I know, right? So we're gonna go old-fashioned here, and we're gonna have to use the arrow keys. So we'll see how we go. We're on board with 32 at the moment. It's Daffer. 2.9 off the pace at the moment in that lovely Ferrari. I would love to see what the Delta could be, but I've got no clue. But it's okay. At least we can move around with the cars now. That's the main thing, right? That is the main thing, chat. So, let's try and get back into the swing of things then, shall we? On board with Daffer then. Just made their way through the double right-handers. Now heading towards Ascari of 8, 9 and 10. How will the Ferrari perform as it makes its way to Ascari? Hopefully decent. Hitting the curb there of the entrance. On exit though, need to really throw the car in. Doesn't cut as much as I was thinking, but it's okay. It is okay at the moment. Car number 90 has had a moment on track, but has returned to the garage. Got to love the cheeky RTG, and that sun is very, very bright. Holy moly, with 1 minute and 56 minutes remaining in this qualifying session. Is car number 666, known as Daffer, going to improve on position? They do not improve whatsoever, so it does mean that they might have had an invalidation somewhere on track. Car number... want the garage. There we go. P27 at the moment. Knoll. P27 and car number 27. 2.2 off the pace in that lovely, stunning Mercedes. Making their way through turn 11, down to turn 1, across the start and finish. To start there, you could say last lap time here at Monza. How do they get on at turns 1 and 2? They've got another Mercedes ahead of them as well. So we'll see how this goes and how this plays in favour with Knoll, if he's going to be impeded with the Merc ahead of them, which is Michael, car number 9. Currently P10 at the moment, 8 tenths away from P1 at the time, which they could get closer, but it appears how they get on in the double right-hander, known as the Lesmos of 6 and 7. It's a really weird kind of corner though, because at the first right-hander you can try to exceed track limits as much as you can, but with turn 7, as you can see there, the Mercedes behind picking up a little bit of dirt, going a little bit too wide, but still keeping it on track. It's just not ideal sometimes, if you know what I mean, but hey, track limits, the Mercedes though, mounting the apex there, and oh, doing the same there, going off completely. They do hold their brakes. There's a big collision, a big collision in qualifying between car number 9 and I believe that was the other Mercedes, but I can't remember which one it was. But that was definitely not ideal. But that is qualifying, making its way to an end. Very unfortunate there for Michael. Just smashing the apex too much out of turn 10, losing the car and taking another victim with them. Car number 16 though, Igor in that lovely McLaren, crossing the line now, starting P30, and will be heading off and finishing with a position of P30. I'm really not liking how we have to go through the garage to try and find someone on a lap at the moment, as there's a little bit of a spin there in the Lexus for Casper, car number 14. 8.65 now on their final provisional lap within the Aston Martin crew. They cross the line and they go to pole position. There we have it. Pole position is going to the Aston Martin at 1 minute 45.605. Right then. Is anybody else going to improve on track? Car number 6, where are they? Somewhere at the bottom. They cross the line and finish with qualifying. Yes, Aston Gang, rise up. I know, right? Aston Gang, we do love Aston Gang, we really do. Lap 1 chaos, here we come. I know, right? Lap 1 chaos, here we go. Gonna be fun. It's gonna be scary. But hey ho. It is what it is. The annoying thing is though, chat, I don't know how I'm able to change the camera settings. We're going to get a really, really weird camera angle on the start of this race. But if the game is a little bit quiet, please, please, please do let me know. I will try my best to get it sorted, but... Okay. I have been advised by the head stewards to quickly restart my game for race control. So I'm going to give that a go. And I'll see you lovely people, hopefully, before the race gets underway. So yeah, I won't be too long. I'll speak to you in a few minutes. Take care.
So desperate on my knees to break. And I hear the voice of an angel telling me not to lay you down. And I feel the spirit guiding, telling me not to give up. Hold on to every promise I've been praying for.
Hello, chat. I fixed it. Well, I haven't fixed it. Action fixed it. We're back. ACC control is up and running for now, okay? For now. I'm only saying this but it's working. I've got wood in front of me, so touch wood. Touch wood, that is gonna be okay. Oh my goodness. Thank you, Penguin. Hello as well. How we doing, buddy? Hope you're well. Oh my goodness, chap. It's all good now. I hope. They are working. So, let me get everything set up again with all my screens and what I need to have open and not have open. So, yeah, fun times. And I know, Callum, that racing line was a bit suboptimal, but I guess it is what it is. Right. Oh, this feels so much better, chat. Right. Aston Martin on pole position, followed by, you could say, a very, very close Joe in that McLaren of 277, because at this moment of time, they're only a 10th apart at the moment. So it's going to be quite extreme. Very exciting to see if Joe can get a better start than the Aston Martin. But we'll see who takes the lead into turn one. Put your predictions in the chat and feel free to let me know. Everybody now underway for a lovely formation lap. Excuse me. So while we're waiting for this extreme race to begin, I suppose, chat, I suppose we could go on board with some of the drivers right now and see who could take a pole at the start of the race and keep a podium. So Elvin looked, I'd say, quite decent in qualifying. Sometimes they had some sketchy, hairy moments, but they did well to keep it nice and clean and decent. So I'm hoping that they can do quite decent on the first couple of laps. Yeah, we're gonna take a skim through the liveries at the moment. So that's P4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, we're just gonna have a quick skim through the liveries, see which ones we like, and get a very close up shot there of kind of a 9. I'm liking the skull on the side of the car. That does look pretty cool, I must say. Pretty cool. Try and get all the cars. There you go. You can see all the lovely liveries now on board of car number 14 as well. Just getting a overview shot, you could say. Overview shot of all the liveries. I'll go on board of a helicam, but you probably can't see much. Oh, that's quite nice. Seen overview from P17 down to P20, I believe that was. Oh, and to P21 as well. Oh, and P22. I'm loving the helicam. I'm loving it. Kelly starting down in P29 as well. I would be honest, I'm a big Kelly fan, so I'm hoping Kelly does amazing today. We'll see how they get on. We'll just go from there. So let's go back to P1 and let's just say let's let the chaos unfold and let's see what the chaos can bring at lap 1, turn 1. If there be a called red flag as they all get ready in a doubled up formation line, and we're going to be under green flag racing very shortly, so don't go anywhere. Get your popcorn, because it could be absolute carnage at turn 1. Just put out there, so yeah, this could get crazy, chat. So sit back, relax. Gonna be a lot of fun. A lot of fun, chat. Right, let's see what happens. Aston Martin took pole with the last couple of seconds at Monza for a qualifying. 8 hours of driving now. Hard battling, hard racing, green flag conditions any second now. And we are underway for 8 hours here at Monza, racing with the lovely ACM crew, you could say. And the McLaren gets a phenomenal launch, heading down to turn number 1. It's McLaren versus Aston Martin, with a very hungry Lexus in behind, with the Mercedes as well. Oh, both going side by side, already having a little bit of a first bargy contact, and the Aston Martin does go off track. The McLaren squeezes, and with the McLaren squeezing, we now have a Mercedes of Elvin leading the way. We've also got the Lexus behind, circling up on the Mercedes, heading down to turn at number 4 and 5 now, as the Della Roger chicane. The Mercedes sticking a nose up the inside, the Lexus trying to go on the outside, the Mercedes giving no room whatsoever, the Lexus having to cut across and go ahead, and stays ahead in P1. Feels like he was entitled to space and is going to keep the corner in his name and favour right now. So the Lexus ahead by going off track, but was that a fair move? Did the Mercedes not give enough space whatsoever? But it's a clean getaway, you could say. A clean getaway here at ACM, which is lovely to see, with 7 hours and 58 minutes still remaining, so a long way to go. There is a car that has spun in the background, and that's 999, the only car at the moment I can see stopping on tracks. Everyone able to avoid that collision at the moment, but there has been car number 19 as well having a little bit of an off go in Ascari, which definitely isn't ideal, so hopefully they keep themselves under control and nice and safe. But now we have a challenger here. Here's a Mercedes down into turn 11, going side by side with the Lexus, and takes the provisional race lead back, I believe it is indeed. So did the Lexus back off and give the position because he feels like they should have gave it back? Probably. But now as they make their way down to turn 1 once again, moving left, moving right, a little bit of weaving allowed here and there, not too much though, as they make their way down to turn 1. We now have the Ferrari putting pressure on the Lexus. What's it going to be like? And the Ferrari may squeeze past here. 227, little bit of contact, but looks fair racing from what I could see. And now we have the Joe McLaren through and up into P2 now, ahead of the Lexus. The Mercedes trying to run away, and once again, the Lexus looks like it's got decent straight line speed, you know, having a cheeky move again into 4 and 5, the Della Roger. Once again, having a sketchy, hairy move. And that now allows the Ferrari of AF383 to get through and up into P3. So 2 Ferraris, 3rd and 2nd, with the Mercedes trying to build a gap at the moment. Looking good out there. Looking decent. The gap from P1 to P2 is around about 1.3 of a second at the moment, which is quite decent and a good amount. And yeah, everything started to calm down now. We have got P4 though under, I wouldn't say under pressure, trying to put pressure on that Lexus, I believe. Is it the Lexus? No, sorry, it's the Aston Martin, who did start on pole position, but you could say did get squeezed off just a little bit by the McLaren. That's the one, by the McLaren. Or was it the Ferrari? I think it was the Ferrari. I don't know why, but I think it was Joe and the Aston Martin that came together, but for some reason I keep thinking McLaren in my name, but they're driving a Ferrari. Let me just get my facts right, chat. Let me just get my facts right, okay? Oh, bit of contact there between the Aston Martin and the Ferrari, but the Aston Martin makes their way up into P3. We're probably going to try and hunt down P1 again, but we'll see what happens as that gap is slowly making its way back down again. It was 1.3, now 1.1 and all that stuff. The gaps are starting to open up, but it's all chaos at the front of the grid, with cars going off left, right and centre, touching the gravel here and there, which allows them to slow down, because this does, so you know, is what it is. Don't really know where I was going with that one, but yeah, slows them down, which gives an opportunity for the car behind to get a decent exit and try and get the move done. And that's proving to be a very common thing. Right, so we'll come back to the top 5, top 6 in a few moments' time. Hopefully nothing chaotic happens. And we're going to go to the back of the grid now. On board of Axel, in the Lexus as well, trying to make a move there. Was thinking about it into turn 7. But you don't normally see moves happen at the Lesmos, but they have got that move done and up into P26 now. That was a nice little move out of turn 7. Headed to Ascari. Decent exit there. Very, very brave and all that stuff, so nothing to worry about there. They're running away to try and hunt down P25, that is. About 1.7 away. And we have some cars who are in the pit lane already, which definitely isn't ideal. It's only 4 yellow flags, apparently, but they have disappeared. Right. Number 19 at number 32, trying to get position on car number 31 now, I believe it is. And they get up into the position with one of the cars going off track as well, and that's them provisioning now into P30. So a very good move there for car number 19. There's P30, and it is now P30. But yeah, we're going to try and get an overview of everybody on the grid, so it's all fair here and there. So car number 22, once again, Casper. You could say he was pushing, and he definitely was, with some early boxes in the pit lane. And that's Casper now up into P21, but that Ferrari's squeezing through and back up into P21, and Casper unfortunately dropping down to P22 at this moment of time. But it looks like the leaders already got 31 and 1, 2, 3 ahead of them, which are going to be some blue flags later on, which could cause a bit of chaos and a bit of carnage here, there and everywhere. And I believe that was the Porsche momentarily in P24, but now that was the Ferrari of 77 getting ahead of them. And looking very racy, you could say. Very, very racy. More racing in the background, can we just say. Kelly up into P27 now. Attempting to get a move done on the Aston Martin. Can Rocket Stallion Racing get the job done? It was a bit of a hairy, sketchy moment there. They've got a car ahead, and they are fully ahead. And there's a spin in the background, and it looked like the Ford was going sideways, and it was indeed. Car number 195, not having the best times at the moment, which definitely isn't ideal to have a spin out of Ascari, but they safely rejoin and are back in this race in P30. I think that P31 now, probably. Right, that was Kelly. A nice, simple, easy move done just there with the Ferrari in the background getting past another Aston Martin. Attempting to into turn 1. Do they get the move done? Ferrari versus Aston, and the Ferrari 58, brave on the brakes, steams on the inside and gets the move done. So lovely stuff there. 147. Once again, Axel absolutely put on a show here with some stellar moves. Now up into P22, gets the job done. Late on the brakes once again into 4 and 5. I must say, that De La Roger chicane for Axel is seemingly being the best place. We get some tremendous overtakes at the moment, and we have got a car which is indicating to the right hand side, so I'm not sure if that is going to be blue flags ready, and it is unfortunately DAFA P39. You still got 7 hours and 51 minutes remaining, so don't count DAFA out just yet, with some more spicy fighting in the background. That's Axel trying to defend from the Ferrari behind, and in doing so with tremendous defending, keeps that position for now. Right, here we go then. Spicy battle for P2 and P3 back on board with the top spots at the moment. Ferrari under pressure from the Aston behind. Is the Aston going to try and get a cheeky move done into the De La Roger chicane? You don't normally see overtakes happen there. That Mercedes now started to build a nice, decent gap. And Joe, excellent car placement. Keeps that Ferrari in P2 still. And they're slowly building a gap behind of around about 2.6, 2.5, and that's kind of roughly the same gap ahead right now, which is 2.7. So almost 3 seconds from Joe and the Mercedes. So Kelvin really starting to pull away here, which is obviously lovely to see. But in all fairness, I am very surprised at how clean turn 1 was. And just good stuff, you know. Clean, hard racing is what we love to see. Oh, as the Aston Martin was trying to look for a move around the outside there, I believe it was, but the Ferrari picking the best ideal thing to just tuck in the inside and get that move back. But now, as we make our way down to turn 1 once again, what are these two going to do? Squabbling is not the most ideal thing to do, with obviously blue flag markers getting in the way now. That Ford car number, I'm not too sure what it was, but the side-by-side, that Ferrari's just got some excellent traction, you could say, but the Aston Martin is now going to fight this one, but just doesn't have the straight line speed to compete whatsoever. We do know the Ferrari is quite decent in the straight line sometimes, not all the time. I believe that is car number 31 just ahead of them as a blue flag, and it is car 31, P34 as well. So we'll see what happens with these two. They keep on squabbling. Oh my goodness, that was so close to contact. I got very scared momentarily, but we're still surviving, still vibing and surviving, chap. Okay, it's all good. Right, on board with Michael, who's currently P5 in the Aston Martin, trying to get past that Lexus, which momentarily, you know, fighting for the top spots in P1, but utter carnage, you could say, at the beginning of the race. There is quite a close Ferrari closing up in the background as well. And that is going to be car number 383 now. Trying to close up on the back of the Aston Martin. The Aston Martin trying to do the same to the Lexus. Could we get a momentarily 3 wide? That'd be lovely, but the Aston Martin possibly going to shape up a move now. The Lexus looking to the outside line. Aston Martin looking to the inside line. The Lexus on the better racing line, you could say. The Aston going up the inside though. Oh, there's contact. There is slight contact. No, there's even more contact. 164. Michael is punted round, and the Lexus runs away, I believe, in a P4 spot. Now, chat, I know the stewards would definitely look at that one if it was caught on their side. But who do you think was at fault there, chat? Who are we thinking? I'm going to say it's hard racing and fair racing, in my opinion. But you know what? Let's have a look at the replay, if it wants to work. Where's the replay system on here? Okay. Never mind. Is that broken? Oh. I don't know what. Oh, okay. I have no idea what's going on right now. I don't know why it's breaking. Why is my game freaking out? Okay, can we stop, please? Okay, I have no idea what happened there. But we're all good now, chat. We're all good. I'll tell you, chat, this ACC control is not liking me right now. It is not liking me. It's giving me scary, hairy moments every single time. But here we go then. Car number 31 moving out of the way for the Lexus, who's currently in P4. Heading towards the back of the grid now. We have Sal putting pressure on P13, and Ray doing a decent job as well, trying to close down the cars ahead to get some more spicy battle positions ahead. And currently P number 15 holds the fastest lap of 1 minute 46.747. But we do have 164 making some lovely moves again. Going to make a move into Ascari on the inside. Can they get the move done on the Fords? They were thinking about it, you know, but just don't have enough time on the brakes, or I want to say confidence, because confidence is going to be a big thing when you're trying to be late on the brakes possibly as soon as possible. So yeah, it's all about confidence, but they stay P11, but they can try and close up to the Fords when they can. And the gaps are now starting to calm down just a little bit. I think people are starting to realise that tyre wear's come into effect and come into play. The fuel burn on different weight of cars and all that stuff. But they're going to start chilling out, but we'll see as the Aston Martin is closed up on the Ford down to turn 1. And they were thinking about a cheeky move up the inside, but they seem to tuck in behind the Ford, get a decent exo in the Aston Martin, and they're right there now. They're right there in the slip and in the toe, you could say, trying to go for another position, which would be P10 in this race so far. What way are they going to go into the Della Roger? Are they going to send it? They aren't going to send it. They're going to tuck in behind and wait for another opportunity to happen. But they're looking racy, they're looking feisty. No, they want to get involved, they want to get that P10 slot. say, that Aston Martin is looking so comfortable and happy. And that Ford ahead just doesn't look like a happy car to drive. But you never know. They could also have damage from early on in this race so far. You know, we only started a few moments ago, so if they're carrying damage, that's definitely not ideal. The Aston Martin looking to the outside now at the chicane. Oh my goodness, guess what we've done up into P10. They found the confidence and they used the confidence. Behind though, it gets even more spicy as Ray is about a 10th now behind heat number 12. You know, that car behind of 725 was hunting down Ray at the time, and that's probably helped Ray to get a bit more confidence in himself to push a little bit more, and in doing that it has worked, and he's now fighting for a P12 position here. So let's see what happens into turn 1. Are they going to get the move done? They are going to look to the outside line, so that does mean that 73 will have the inside line for turn 1. There is, I believe, a little bit of contact it seemed, but I could be wrong. And they do get that move done and up into P12. And now in the background, we have 725 side by side with the McLaren. So it's McLaren versus McLaren now. Go on board of 725 actually and see which way they're going to go, if they're going to try and get the move done on the outside. Late on the brakes, they're going to go side by side into the chicane, and it isn't going to be possible. The McLaren has to bail out on that attempt into the Della Roger, but we have got the Lesmos making their way to the double right-handers now. So if we get a good exit out of turn 7, they could be on for a move just before Ascari, or into Ascari. But they don't seem close enough whatsoever. The Ford, though, is looking very race pacey. And are they just going to let the Ford through? I think they are just going to let the Ford through. So that'll be the Ford now up into P14, and that's car number 3 known as Dyer, who may try and put some pressure on the Aston Martin as well, and the McLaren. I say Aston Martin, but that's halfway up the road, so we'll go with the McLaren for now. As the McLaren is... yeah, the McLaren's going to let the Ford through as well. So Dyer now up into P13. They know when to pick their moments. They know what cars they should fight and cars they should just let by and not, you know, waste their time with. But Dyer looking very quick so far. I was going to say that Aston Martin of 164 is quite a bit up the road, so I feel like I was putting too much on the Ford to catch, but you never know, it could happen very soon. Right, back at the further back of the pack, P22 at the moment. 77 having a lovely scrap it seems with the BMW of 19, but 19 also hunting down car number 44. And they're both hunting down hunting down 44. Ewan? Evan? I think it's Evan. We'll go with Evan. That's what we're going to go with. But we'll know if we're right because we'll get yelled at. If it's wrong, then it's wrong, you know? But hey, at least I tried my best to pronounce it. As they say, if you've never heard my voice before, I ain't the best at pronouncing names, I'll just put it that way, as 44 had a massive moment there at turn 7. That's just going to invite the car number 19 to get through and make another position, which could be P20, momentarily side by side. Yeah, don't look at defensive, and oh my goodness, the McLaren's going to lose control as well and slide across Ascari. And that's a decent save, but was there contact between the BMW and the McLaren? Because that BMW went very defensive and really did close the door on that McLaren, which was quite aggressive, you know. But we'll let the stewards look at that one if it was deemed aggressive. Or not aggressive. Hello, Shanae. How are we doing? Good morning to you, sir. You join us with ACM's 8 hours of Monza today in a very, very big grid. And I think we're doing a good job so far. You know, we're trying to keep on board with all the action that's happening, and it's going pretty well. As we're on board with Michael. Front of the line, bit of damage on the front of the front end of the car. The bonnet not looking very happy, but under pressure from the Porsche behind, which was looking for a move, but isn't going to get a move done. The Ferrari going straight on. As 44 has had a bit of a spin there, unfortunate. That'll be them losing a few positions there. We have Ray at turn 11. I believe the Parabolica, as they say, at Monza. Got a nice chance of getting P13 on the 73. I'm looking very quick in a straight line. Which way are they going to go? They're going to go to the outside once again. I've seen a lot of cars go to the outside and get the overtake done, so let's see what happens. Just enough space on the outside. But gets that move done and up into P13 now. And there we have it. 91 being overtaken by Dyer, who is absolutely storming and flying through the field right now. P11. You should catch. With the pace they're going at the moment, a second quicker. Almost, a little bit. Than the car ahead in P10. I'd say in 2 or 3 laps time, they'll be on the gearbox. It seems that Lexus has awoken now, because they're starting to put pressure on car number 383. 4 tenths away. As we make our way into the Parabolica at turn 11. The back end did look a little bit hit and miss there, I will be honest. It did look like it didn't want to rotate or put any power in the back end. But it's okay. We move on. And the Lexus will attack again at some point. Hopefully. When they get closer. If that happens. But exciting things happening at the front of the field. And when I say exciting, this person in particular right now we're on board with, car number 865, did take pole position in qualifying and then had a very hectic moment with one of the Ferraris. And does mean, I think he was pushed off just a little bit, but I could be wrong. But he's 9 tenths behind the leader, who is being invaded and being blocked by, you could say, lap traffic ahead, which can be sometimes a little bit difficult to navigate through. So if this Aston Martin keeps thinking, yes, keep getting blocked, I could try and close in, get behind you, try and get a little bit of a slip and toe, and try and close up to the gearbox of you, because they now have the fastest lap time of a 1 minute 47.937. But the car ahead of them is quicker by a tenth for 1 minute 47.8. But I think they keep going off track, so that's why their lap time isn't counting. P10, however, Michael in the Aston Martin, spoke about him earlier on, down in P15, now in the top 10, and that's probably going to be saying a P9 down into turn 1. Lovely stuff there for Michael. Aston Martin looking absolutely rapid in this first part of this race. And if I'm not mistaken, I thought Dyer was going to start catching, but he isn't. With a blue flag ahead of them. So that blue flag will need to move or stay on their racing line. Ooh, bit of contact though between the blue flag and Dyer, who has to go straight on as well. Oh no, that is not good stuff for Dyer. Definitely not good stuff. Hopefully that didn't cause any damage whatsoever. But it's going to get crazy now. These blue flags are now into play. They are out to attack, you could say. Not in a bad way. Not in a bad way. Right. Aston Martin is now 8 tenths behind to the race leader. It's good stuff. Things are going to get spicy now. That Lexus has actually made it by as well. Didn't realise the Lexus and through and up into P4, but that McLaren with 383 is going to attack back. Go to the inside line. And if I get my left and rights correct, because I've been saying that the Lexus is on the outside, but then it just turned to the inside line. So the way it works is the Ferrari has the inside line and then has the outside line. The Lexus has the inside line and keeps that position. It seems like when you go to the outside and you have the inside for the next corner, it seems to pay off a little bit better. So, yeah. Not too shabby and not too bad. But the top 3 are very, very close at the moment, all within a second, so that could get spicy in a few minutes' time. There you are at the moment. With a very slowly, is that 77 or someone going slowly? That was 77 going slowly. That was him off track to let the faster drivers through. What it was. But they are really, really closing up now. It's going to get spicy. Four tenths, 3 tenths separate the top 3 right now. It's going to be fun. What driver is going to take lead? Are we going to have another lead position change as the Aston Martin is going to go defensive and go to the inside, which will then switch to the outside line? Is that the ideal thing? They're all fighting and they're all scrobbling for position. There's contact behind. All 3 of them making contact with Joe. Just being a little bit too aggressive, hitting the back of the Aston Martin. The Aston Martin had nowhere to go, and giving a little bit of love tap as well to P1. So all 3 of them bunching up, making contact. More blue flagged cars ahead of them to get through. But this is going to be spicy. See what happens. Which way is the Aston Martin going to play and going to go? It gets a horrible exit out of turn 5 into the Lesmos now, a 6 and 7. Aston losing a bit of confidence in sector 2. Now making our way in sector 3, and the Aston has closed up again. So maybe the Mercedes driver is starting to feel that pressure just a little bit. At the wrong time as well. The Aston Martin pulling to the outside at Ascari. Mercedes going defensive on board with the Aston Martin, who we're actually going to stay on board now with Joe because he has really, really closed up on that gearbox of the Aston Martin. They're going to tuck in behind and they're going to wait for the massive straight as the Aston's going to do the same on the Mercedes, but not the McLaren. The McLaren, but it's a Ferrari of 277, is going to think to stay behind and see how this one plays out. Let's go on a bonnet cam. Yeah, we're on a bonnet cam, see. Ignore the top rear view mirror though. I want to disable that. So we get a better overview of what's going to happen between the race leader and P2 into turn 1. And they are going to make it. Oh, go back on camera 2. And the Ferrari and Joe may try and get 2 positions and concede 1, as that Aston Martin did go off track a little bit with the Mercedes and the Aston, making a little bit of contact. But that Ferrari is fired up and ready to play and ready to fight. Into 4 and 5 we go now at the Della Roger. Which way is the Mercedes going to go? He's going to stay to his line. There is a bit of contact once again being made, and that Mercedes is off track completely, and the Ferrari is through and up into P1 with the Aston Martin behind in P2. The top 3. I have never seen a spicy top 3 at all. This is absolutely crazy, but I love it. It's content, and that's what I love to see. That's why I enjoy commentating. So let's see what happens now. Because here's the thing. This is where the stewards are going to start getting involved and seeing what's fair and what's not fair. So let's see what the stewards have to say about that one. As we go on board with Kelly. P22 at the moment, maybe P21. But the Mercedes has got a bit of damage, but is still fast enough to have a bit of a fight. Stop go, 10 seconds for P25, which just entered the pit lane now. That's 2:27. As Kelly losing a little bit of ground there. Out of turn 1 and turn 2. And the Roger chicane now. They're around about 7/10 away, 9/10, so they could be carrying a little bit of damage themselves. But I guess it happens, you know. I guess it happens, but the top 3 all chilling out for now. And we turn our attention to 91. I love the big speed on the side of the car. Witness speed. And we are witnessing speed as around about 8/10 behind P11. That's 995 ahead of them. We'll see how they crack on and get on. They get a move done. We'll be back in a second with that lot. As we have 164 trying to challenge. And it's double Aston Martin. It is a double Aston Martin, squabble at the moment, but both on the same team. And this is the part where, oh, it just disappeared. Oh no. It just vanished? Oh. Have I had a server issue or has the server died? Oh. I think the server has just died. Okay. It appears the server has just randomly crashed. Okay, chat. So, unfortunately, the server has died. There has been an announcement if you make your way to the ACM Racing Discord. and they were chatting about they will restart shortly, but I'm not sure how long the restart is going to take. But they shouldn't be too long. And this is my first time experiencing a actual crash with the server. So what I'm gonna do I am going to chuck some music on. And yeah, chuck some music on. And I'll give you guys an update in a few moments time with what happens and what goes on. So bear with the few minutes of a delay, and we will see what happens. We appreciate your patience. We apologize for the inconvenience, but yeah, let's hope for the best. I'll speak to you all in a few mementos, so take care, and I will see you then.
No, it's not a Benz, it's a starship. But to leave a dent in the galaxy, echo through the hills and the valleys, I'll forever walk with heat. Style is so current till it's shocking. Been around the end so you can't escape. No, you're not forget who the dawn is. Have to make a mark in deepest darkest. Hold up. Me don't tell them I'm no long talk. Hold up. Me don't tell them I'm no long talk. Yeah. So we do it, you know. Action over words, you understand? Place and lift up like Barkley when the young gargan walking. Nah, miss me aim for the target. Problems, no, you don't want it. Make money, make moves, left carnage. Without a warning, still out performing. Action, me I deal with charging. Me don't tell them I no long talking. Style is so current till it's shocking. Been around the end so you can't escape. No, you're not forget who the dawn is. Have to make a mark in deep, cause dark is. Me don't tell them I no long talking. Me don't tell them I no long talking. Me don't tell them I no long talking. Hold up. Me don't tell them I no long talk. Hold up. Me don't tell them I no long talk. It's a starship. a box. I redefine any definition you got. I am the tiger, I'm making steps to the top. The flames, I whip it up, you just gotta hand me the rock. Take a seat, you cannot stand it. All I know, the flow harder than a scotch bunny. Don't try studying me, you cannot manage. This ain't what you want, bitch, I'm a fucking phenomenon.
Afternoon, people. It hopefully shouldn't be any much longer. To give you a brief update, I was trying to be deafened by the music, but you know, try to keep the vibe happy and fire, you know. So we're trying our best, you know, keep you guys entertained, but hopefully it won't be too long. Anyways, I'll leave you back to the music.
Lose control.
I should probably silence the music now as good news. The server is back online, so feel free to get yourself involved and back up to, you know, team-wise and car-wise and all that stuff. There should be information in the ACM Racing Discord. The entry list for qualifying should be set up a new server. Please join using the same details as before. And they're going to restart the race with hopefully the correct qualifying positions in 5 minutes time. Once again, we do apologise for this slight hinder of a server crash. You know, these things do happen. It's just the nature of how things go and all that stuff and all that malarkey. But yeah, I'm glad we're up and running again. I'm glad the music choice was, you know, somewhat satisfying, as they would say. Let me get the game sound back. There we go. You can hear the game now. You can hear the lovely air of the crowd or the leaves, or I wouldn't say the leaves, maybe the trees vibing around, as you could say. But yeah, we'll be underway very, very shortly, so we appreciate all patience. Hopefully we should get some more lovely racing action. Valkyrie Performance, is that how you say it? I hope. Good luck, guys. Good luck to you as well. I think we're okay for now. I think, yeah, everything's still working, everything's still alive. We've got, I don't want helicam, you. Car 31, car 30, 29, 28, 27, 26, yep. We've got 32 cars on grid at the moment. Time. Yes, like I say, we're all set up and good to rumble in a few minutes' time. I'll be honest, I am ready. I'm just hoping we don't get another server crash. That's what I'm hoping. But yeah, just so everyone's aware, when the stream goes down at 12 o'clock, do not worry. I haven't died. I haven't disappeared. Well, I kind of have. We've got the wonderful Lily taken over at 12 o'clock. So, yeah. When the stream goes down, just make sure you click that refresh button and the stream should come back alive. And we should all be happy and cracking on. Which means you got me for the last half an hour. Which, you know, isn't the end of the world. We've had some fun, you know, we had a good qualifying session together. We had a chaotic 20 laps of race carnage. And then we had the server die. But it's been fun. I've had a lot of fun, so yeah. How many drivers do we have now? We now have 38 drivers, which I think was the total amount. So I believe everybody is now back in the lobby, which is good to see. So people are going out on track, I'm guessing, to test their gear and that stuff, which I believe that, in all fairness, that should be allowed. You know, they can quickly test before they get back on track, but who knows? I think it's fair, but some other people may think different. But anyways, we've got some cars back on track. This is free practice at the moment, after all, so this ain't racing action, but at the end of the day, at least we've got something to watch whilst we wait. Oh, never mind. We are forwarding to the next session if my words want to say something. But hey ho, there we go. And we're back to where it all started in about a minute and 40 seconds time. So if you're ready to rumble, let's crack on, shall we, and see how we get on. If I'm not mistaken, I don't think Dyer was on pole, but it was, I can't remember now. Interesting. I am not sure why there's a car spinning in the ground up the stand, you could say as well. But we're underway for the restart, which we've been waiting for a while. I know, right? Let the show begin. I'm quite excited. I'm glad the racing's action's back, but yeah, unfortunately the entry list is a bit broken, and Dyer's got a drive-through penalty. Oh, just doing donuts over there. Everyone doing donuts, it seems. He's now starting from the pit lane. There's also punishment, I believe, coming into play as well. I have no clue. I can't answer for that. I've got no clue. So I'm not sure if there's about to be 100 drive-throughs as they make their way through turn 11, or if the stint time has just been turned off and not enabled in the settings, because there've been reports of the stint timer being a little bit broken. But I'm unsure, EM, why P2 is down in 36th place. Bit unfortunate, but they are starting maybe 36. There's a lot of drivers starting from the pit lane as well. Yeah, I realised the order wasn't great, but we're under for green flag racing once again. It's 6 hours and 59 minutes on the clock. And we do apologise for the incorrect grid order, but I've got no clue what happened. But it's a very good start for the Lexus down to turn 1. And you have the Ferrari trying to attempt a move around the outside. Someone going completely straight on and flying across turn 1. Definitely not ideal there. Not sure what's going on. Big contacts at the back of the grid as well in the mid-pack. Car 77 getting involved and 73 getting involved as well. Cars literally going left, right and centre once again, and there's a big crash there. And that's 1, 2, 3, 4 cars involved in that one. Definitely not ideal. And more contacts as well. Big contacts at the back of the grid. Ooh. Yeah, definitely not ideal. Big yellow flags. Don't know what's happening at the back of the grid. I have no idea what is going on. Just take a look to the front of the field and hopefully it clears away. But right now the server list is, my thing is completely broken. I'm hoping it'll reset though. There we go. It's sorting itself out now. Lots of drivers into the pit lanes, and probably about to be a few DSQs for it looks like some drivers you know, it's just like, how do I put it, there's stuff going on, there's been a slight few errors, and I believe some drivers are not happy about it, so instead of you know, taking it with ease, I've decided to take things into their own hands and just be a little bit reckless on track, but I guess it is what it is. But it's a very good start, as we see the Lexus in P3, but it's saying he's... Yeah. Okay, so for some reason my ACC control has crashed again, which is great. So we might have to go back to the old-fashioned way for the next 15 minutes on the keyboard, because you've got the wonderful Lily taking over. She's got some awesome stuff planned as well. Yeah, it appears my ACC control has broken again. So we're going to go to the old-fashioned way, like I said. It's going to be the shift control keys for now, because that's all I can do, because it's just blah. You know what I mean? So it's died, so we go back to the keyboard controls. It's red flag, is it? Red flag? Confirmed red flag? Okay. Fair enough. So chat, we're under red flag at the moment, which means racing has been neutralized. As you can see there, the server has gone dead. The timer will still count down. But yeah, so I'll put you back on the lovely picture of Kelly again, because why not? Shout out to Sachin for taking a lovely picture from practice earlier on. And I'll give you an update of what's happening in a few moments' time. This may seem the stream come towards an end and let Lily take over when the racing action is back. No, the server's not down. There's been a called red flag. I think it was because of the drivers at the back of the grid that we saw flying left, right and centre. Yeah. Like I say, I'll see what's going on, give you an update, and it might be the end of my shift and Lily will take over the remainder of the race, but I'll be back. Give you an update, but appreciate your patience. We apologise for the inconvenience as well. But, you know, these things happen, and obviously there's not much we can do on our end. So, yeah, be right back, and I'll let you know what happens. Ciao.
I'm drowning from my own regime. I'm falling through this empty space of me. All alone, I feel the darkness trapping me inside. All alone, I can't combat this. Bring me out alive. 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 Let's go.
Right then, Chatteroo, I am going to head off now. It's been a pleasure taking you for, I say 8 hours on Monza. You know, we've had some issues with the server being the server and the entry list and all that stuff, but it was a fun qualifying session. It was a fun couple of laps of racing before we had server troubles. You know, it was good racing. We apologise once again for this inconvenience, and the community managers are doing the most dedicated job and trying their absolute best to get everything set up. So, you know, please be patient. These things happen. They know they've made a mistake and they're trying to rectify it. They sincerely apologise, but, you know, just give them time, let them get to it, and they will try and get it underway as soon as possible. You will have the wonderful Lily at 12 o'clock, but her computer is actually dying at the moment. Hopefully she'll be live at 12. If not, hopefully a little bit later on. But guys, take care. It's been a pleasure doing comms for this, and I will see you all in the next one. Take care, have fun, and if you're not a part of ACM, check the details down below for some more lovely, splendid information. And on that note, take care, and